I am Dr. Bushra Aslam from Department of Physiology. Today is my third lecture on eye. Today I will teach you about the lens and the application of the refractive principles of the lens. First of all, we will study about the structure of the lens. Lens is formed of three components. Number one, capsule, anterior epithelium, and the interior one is the lens substance. What is the function of the lens? Lens basically refracts light rays and helps to focus the image of the objects on the retina. Focal length of the human lens is 44 mm. Its refractory power is measured in the form of diopters, that is 23 diopters. It is supported by the suspensory ligaments, zonular fibers, which are attached with the ciliary bodies. Next, application of refractive principle to the lens. We will study about two types of lenses, spherical lens and the cylindrical lens. In spherical lens, we will study about the convex lens and the concave lens. First of all, this slide is showing you the convex lens. Convex lens, it shows that it converges the light on one point here, right? Showing that parallel rays are focused on to a point that is known as the focal point. Next is the concave lens. What is the function of concave lens? It bends the light rays at each surface, showing that parallel rays are diverged. It is not focused on one point like the convex lens. Next is the cylindrical lens. This shows the cylindrical lens this slide shows the comparison of the cylindrical lens with the spherical lens. B point shows that point focus of the parallel rays to the line focus of the parallel light rays by the cylindrical by the cylindrical lens. Here the slide shows that the combination of the two cylindrical lenses at right angles equals to the spherical lens. How it is showing? It is because it is focusing the light rays on one point, focusing of the light from the point source to the line focus, that is the line, and the two lenses is equal to the two cylindrical lens at right angle is equal to the spherical lens. Why it is said so? Because it converges the light rays in some focal point. Here the upper two lenses of the figure have the same focal length. What is the difference? That the difference between the two lenses is shown here. The light is focused in the form parallel rays are coming, and here whereas those entering the middle lens are diverged. The effect of the parallel rays versus the diverging rays, parallel rays versus the diverging rays on the focal distance is shown. The bottom lens has far more refractive power than either of the two lenses. It has much shorter focal length, demonstrating that the stronger the lens is, nearer the focus point is. The more it has the power, the nearer is the focal point. How the refractive power is measured? It is measured in the form of diopters. The more lens bends light, the greater is its refractive power. Here there is shown the three spherical lenses. The refractive power in diopters of the lens is equal to 1 meter that converges the parallel rays to a focal point of 1 meter beyond the lens as the refractive power of plus 1 diopters. If the lens is capable of bending the rays twice as much as the lens with power of the plus 1 diopter, it is said to have the strength of plus 2 diopters. And the lens capable of converging the parallel rays to the focal point of 10 centimeters. Beyond the lens has refractive power of plus 10 diopters. Refractive power of the concave lenses cannot be stated in terms of focal distance beyond the lens because light rays diverge rather than focus to a point. So if the focal length diverges the light rays at the same rate that of one diopter convex lens that converges them, the concave lens is said to have the dioptric power strength of -1. Likewise, if the concave lens diverges the light rays as much as plus 10 diopter lens converges them, this lens is said to have the strength of -10 diopters. Thus, placing the one diopter concave lens immediately in front of one diopter convex lens will neutralize the refractive power of that lens. So, we will get the refractive power equals to the 0. Now, we will study the cylindrical lens. Strength of the cylindrical lenses are computed in the same manner as the strength of spherical lens. What is the difference? In this cylindrical lens, axis is also considered as along with the strength. So if the cylindrical lens focus parallel rays to a line focus 1 meter beyond the lens, it will be having the strength of plus 1 diopters, and same like the concave type, if it diverges the light rays as much as plus 1 diopter, cylindrical lens converges them, it will be having the strength of -1 diopter. In addition to these strength, we will consider the axis. If the focus line is horizontal, its axis is said to be 0 degrees, and if it is vertical, then it will be its axis is 90 degrees. Next, we will study the eye as camera. This figure shows all the structures of the eye, and in this showing that total refractive power is 59 diopters, and what is the how the various structures of the eyes is contributing in the refractive index. For example, vitreous humor contributes 1.34. It has a refractive index of 1.34. Lens has 1.40. Aqueous humor has 1.33. Cornea contributes 1.30, and air has 1. Consideration of all refractive surface of the eye as a single lens. What is the reduced eye? If all the refractive surface of eye we algebraically added together and then considered to be a single lens, the optics of the normal eye may be simplified and we represent as the reduced eye. In the reduced eye, a single refractive surface is considered to exist with its central point 17 millimeters in front of retina and total refractive power of 59 diopters when the lens is accommodated for the distant vision. In 59 diopters, 59 diopters of the refractive power of the eye, about 2/3 of the refractive power is contributed by the cornea, and about 1/3 of the dioptric power in 59 diopters, that is equals to the 20 diopters, is contributed by the lens. However, what is the difference between the cornea and the lens? We can markedly change the curvature of the lens in response to the nervous signals. So that is, the curvature can be increased markedly to provide the accommodation. Next, we will study the most important topic, that is the refractive errors of the eye. Among the refractive errors of the eye, we will study the emmetropia, hypertropia, myopia, and astigmatism and presbyopia. First of all, emmetropia. What is emmetropia? It is the state of vision where a far away object at infinity is in sharp focus with the eye lens in a neutral or relaxed state. How it is achieved? When the refractive power of the cornea and the axial length of the eye balances out, which focuses rays exactly on the retina, resulting in the perfect vision. Actually, it is not the abnormality, it is actually emmetropia is the normal vision, that is the perfect vision. So the human eye in state of emmetropia requires no corrective lenses. This is the normal vision. The vision scores well on the visual acuity test, and when we Snell's chart is on Snell's chart test, emmetropic eye will be scored 6/6. This figure shows the emmetropic eye, so the image exactly falls on the retina. Next, hyperopia, that is also known as the farsightedness. What is the problem in farsightedness? When light rays entering the eye focus behind the retina rather than directly on it. This patient can see distant objects very well, so they have difficulty in focusing on the objects that are up close. These people are also known as, this condition is also known as hypermetropia. What can be the cause of hyperopia? It usually due to either an eyeball is too short or corneal lens system is too weak, so that the light rays that is entering is not cannot be focused on the retina, and it is focused behind the retina. Other problem can be the ciliary muscles. So ciliary muscle must contract to increase the strength of the lens. By mechanism of accommodation, person can focus distant objects to some extent but not correctly. This figure shows the picture of the hyperopic patient, showing that image is not fine on the retina. It is falling behind the retina. How it is corrected? It is corrected by the adding the refractive power using the convex lens, so that convex lens converges the light rays more and images fall directly on the retina. Myopia, nearsightedness. It is the eye disorder where light focuses in front of retina instead on the retina when the ciliary muscles are completely relaxed. This causes blurred distant vision, while close objects appears normal. दूर की नज़र खराब है. Causes, what can be the causes? Eyeball growing too long and lens being too strong. It is so strong that image is falling in front of the retina. This figure shows the image in front of retina, not on the retina. Myopic. How it can be corrected? It is corrected by the concave. It is by placing the concave lens in front of the eye, as concave lens will diverge the light rays and the image will fall directly on the retina. This figure shows the normal vision, emmetropic, farsightedness, hyperopia, image is behind the retina, and nearsightedness, myopia, image is in front of retina. And this slide shows the combination of myopic comparison of myopic with hyperopia. Myopia is corrected with the concave lens and hyperopia is connected with the convex lens. Next disorder is astigmatism. What is astigmatism? It is the refractive error of the eye that causes the veil image in one plane to focus at different distance from that of the plane that is at right angles. It results from too great a curvature of the cornea in one plane of the eye. It can be an example of the astigmatic lens would be lens surface like that of an egg lying sidewise to the incoming light. As you know that the degree of the curvature in one plane of the leg, the long axis of the leg is not nearly as great as the degree of curvature in the plane through the short axis. Because the curvature of the astigmatic lens along one plane is less than the curvature along the other plane, light rays striking the peripheral portion of the lens in one plane are not bent nearly as much as the light rays striking the peripheral portion on the other plane. This figure shows that image is formed on two sides. There are two images. So what is the reason of the two images? Because the light rays in one plane is not focused on the same line where the second plane. How the astigmatism is corrected? It is corrected by the cylindrical lens. To correct the astigmatism, the usual procedure is to find the spherical lens by trial and error that corrects the focus in one of the two planes of the astigmatic lens. Then an additional cylindrical lens is used to correct the remaining error in the remaining plane. One error is corrected with the spherical lens and the other one with the cylindrical lens. To do this, both the axis and the strength of the required cylindrical lens must be determined. One of these methods is based on use of the parallel black bars of the type. Some are horizontal and some are vertical and are placed at various angles to the vertical and the horizontal axis. After placing various spherical lens in front of the astigmatic eye, a strength of the lens that causing sharp focus on one set of parallel bars but doesn't correct the fussiness of the set of bars at right angle to the sharp bars is usually found. From the physical principle of the optics, the axis of the out of focus of cylindrical component of the optical system is parallel to the bars that are fusy. Once this axis is formed, the examiner tries progressively stronger and weaker positive or negative cylindrical lens depending upon the myopic and hyperopic patient, the axes of which are placed in line with the out of focus bar until the patient sees all the cross bars with equal clarity. When this goal has been accomplished, the examiner directs the optician to grind a special lens combining both the spherical correction and the cylindrical correction at the appropriate axis. Correction of the optical abnormalities can also be done with the contact lenses. These lenses are held in place by the thin layer of tear fluid that fills the space between the contact lens and the interior eye surface. What is the special features? It nullifies almost the refraction that normally occurs at the interior surface of the cornea. This factor is very important in the people whose eyes refractive errors are caused by the abnormally shaped cornea, such as those who have an odd shaped bulging cornea, and that condition is known as keratoconus. Without the contact lens, the bulging cornea causes severe abnormality of vision that almost no glasses can correct the vision satisfactorily. When contact lens is used, however, the corneal refraction is neutralized and normal refraction by the outer surface of the contact lens is substituted. What are the other advantages? The lens turns with the eye and give a broader field of clear vision than glasses do. The contact lens has little effect on the size of the object the person sees through the lens, whereas the lenses placed 1 centimeter or so in front of the eye do affect the size of the image in addition to correcting the focus. Thank you very much.